Good morning, all. Today, we discuss some important problems from the chapter Superconductivity. First, I tried to collect all the important expressions that come across the chapter Superconductivity. This is the first expression. Hc is equal to H0 into 1 minus T by Tc whole square. T is the relation connecting which quantities? T is the relation connecting critical magnetic field and critical temperature or transition temperature. This expression is the relations that connecting critical current, where IC is the critical current. It is connected with the critical magnetic field. Here, R is the radius of the superconducting material of circular cross section. This is the relation connecting isotopic effect. Isotopic effect, where Tc is the critical temperature or the transition temperature and m is the mass of isotope. And this relation is for energy gap. Energy gap. Here also, Kb is the Boltzmann's constant and Tc is the critical temperature. This is the expression for coherence length. Here, 2 delta epsilon 0 is the coherence length. 2 delta, it is the energy gap, and Vf is the Fermi velocity. It is the Fermi velocity. And this equation is connected to AC Josephson effect. Here, omega is the frequency of AC component. Frequency of AC component, and V is equal to the voltage applied. And this is the expression of London penetration depth. We know that London penetration depth is depend on the temperature. Here lambda 0 is the London penetration depth at absolute 0, and lambda is the London penetration depth at a temperature T. Here, there is an important point is that in the textbook of S.O. Pilla, it is represented lambda is equal to lambda 0 divided by 1 minus T by Tc whole raised to 4. There is no power, there is no square root, or there is no power 1 by 2 there, but the actual expression contains there is a power. Then the latest editions may be corrected that one. So the correct expression for lambda is equal to lambda 0 divided by 1 minus T by Tc whole raised to 4 whole raised to half. Okay. Then we can go to the questions. Here I discuss firstly the questions that are asked in the previous question papers. When I checked the questions, I found that questions connecting critical current is asked, and the questions connecting isotopic effect also asked, and questions to evaluate the frequency or related to Josephson effect also asked, and London penetration depth also asked. But here the question related to isotopic effect, it is asked many more times. So I take the problems one by one. The first question is calculate the critical current which can flow through a long thin superconducting wire of aluminum of diameter 10 raised to minus 3 meter. The critical magnetic field for aluminum is 7.9 into 10 raised to 3 ampere per meter. In the problem, we have to evaluate the critical current. The expression for critical current that is discussed is IC is equal to 2 pi R into HC. The question is very simple. It is only direct substitution. Here we know that R is the radius, HC is the critical magnetic field. If we arrange this expression as pi into 2R into HC, where 2R must be the diameter, then the diameter is given in the question. Okay, then there is no need of calculating the radius and to multiply it by 2. Okay, then 2R, the diameter, that is the value of diameter, that is 2R, that is equal to 10 raised to minus 3 meter. And the value of HC also given. HC is equal to 7.9 into 10 raised to 3 ampere per meter. Okay, then we have to directly substituting the values. 3.14 into 10 raised to minus 3 into 7.9 into 10 raised to 3. When we multiplying this quantity, it is approximately is equal to what? Look at here, 3 into 8, that is approximately 24. Okay, the correct value must be 24.806 ampere. It is the correct answer. Is it okay? Then I go to the next problem. The question is, the critical temperature Tc for mercury with isotopic mass 199.5 is 4.18. Calculate its critical temperature when the isotopic mass changes to 203.4. There is some correction in the value, that is, it is 4.185 Kelvin. Okay. Then here, it is related with isotopic effect. We have written that Tc m raised to half equal to a constant. Okay. Here there is two masses. Let it be first mass M1 as 199.5 and M2 is equal to 203. 0.4. And the critical temperature for the first mass is given as 4.185 Kelvin. We have to evaluate the TC2. Okay. Our expression is TC m raised to half equal to a constant, or TC proportional to m raised to minus half. Okay. Then we can write this expression for the two cases, TC1 proportional to m1 raised to half, m1 raised to minus half, and TC2 is equal to m2 raised to, not equal to, it is proportional to m2 raised to minus half. As we have to evaluate TC2, we divide this equation, the second equation, with the first equation. Then we obtain TC2 divided by TC1 must be equal to TC2 divided by TC1 must be equal to M2 divided by M1 whole raised to minus half. Or we can write this minus half to plus half by taking the reciprocals. Okay. Or we write T is equal to M1 divided by M2 raised to half. Then TC2 must be equal to TC1 into M1 by M2 raised to half. Here, when we looking at the expression, we know that M1 is less than M2. Then this fraction must be less than 1. Then TC2 must be less than that of TC1. Here TC1 is 4.185. TC1 is 4.185. So TC2 must be less than that of TC1. It must be less than 4.185. When we applying the values, TC1 is equal to 4.185 into 199.5 divided by 203.4 whole raised to half. When we calculating this quantity, it must be equal to 4.139 Kelvin. And in some question paper, the same question is repeated with only change in the value of isotopic mass. In the second set, it is 230.4. Then the only change occur here, that is we have to substitute here 230.4. Then a value that will be less than 4.139 will be obtained. Okay. Next we go to the other question. That is, what is the frequency of electromagnetic wave radiated by a Josephson junction having a voltage of 650 microvolt across its terminals? Here, the required equation is omega is equal to 2 EV divided by H cross. I have already mentioned that omega is the angular frequency. Then when we evaluating this, the unit must be radian per second. If we have to evaluate the frequency, linear frequency, then it must be equal to 2 EV divided by H. Its unit must be hertz. Okay. So the given values is the only unknown quantity, that is the voltage, it is 650 microvolts. Then F must be equal to 2 into 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 into 650 into 10 raised to minus 6 divided by 6.626 into 10 raised to minus 34. When this is evaluated, it is approximately is equal to 3.15 into 10 raised to 11 hertz. If we evaluating the angular frequency, its value must be, here we f is evaluated, then 2 pi f must be the omega, then the value of omega must be equal to, approximately it must be equal to 2 into 10 raised to 12 radian per second. It is obtained by omega is equal to 2 pi into f. This also can be verified using this expression directly, 2 into E into V divided by H cross, where H cross is equal to S divided by 2 pi. Then that 2 pi will go to in the numerator. Then this is the value 3.15 into 10 raised to 11 hertz. The next question is, the London penetration depth for PB is let H3K and 7.1K are respectively 39.6 nanometer and 173 nanometer. Calculate its transition temperature as well as the penetration depth at 0 Kelvin. We have to evaluate the transition temperature, that is TC, and also the penetration depth at 0 Kelvin. That is, we have to evaluate lambda 0. So we have the expression for lambda is we have the expression for lambda at a temperature T, that is equal to lambda 0. I write it as 1 minus T by Tc whole raised to 4 whole raised to minus 1 by 2. In the expression, we have denoted it in the denominator, lambda 0 divided by 1 minus T by Tc whole raised to 4 raised to half. I write in the numerator by taking negative. Then look at the expression. Here there is two temperatures. Let it be T1, that is equal to 3K, and temperature T2, that is 7.1K, and the corresponding penetration depth also given, that is lambda 1 is 39.6 nanometer and lambda 2 is equal to 173 nanometer. Okay, we have to evaluate the value of Tc and lambda 0. Okay. So first we write two equations, that is lambda of T1, or it is written as lambda 1, that is equal to lambda 0 into 1 minus T1 by Tc whole raised to 4 raised to minus half. Okay. Then lambda 2 is equal to lambda 0 into 1 minus T2 divided by Tc whole raised to 4 raised to minus half. First, we divide these two equations. Okay. From that, we can obtain the value of Tc. Okay. Then dividing these two quantities, we will get lambda 1 by lambda 2 is equal to lambda 0 cancels. Then 1 minus T1 by Tc, this quantity raised to 4 divided by 1 minus T2 divided by Tc whole raised to 4, this quantity whole raised to minus half. We have given the values of lambda 1 and lambda 2. So we rewrite the expression. Here there is a negative square root. So I squaring, or I taking the square of this side, then lambda 1 by lambda 2 whole square must be equal to what? It is equal to this quantity raised to minus 1. Okay. 1 minus T1 by Tc whole raised to 4 divided by 1 minus T2 divided by Tc whole raised to 4 raised to minus 1. If I take a minus 2 here, then it can be taken as plus 1. To avoid this minus 2, I take the reciprocal of this quantity, or lambda 2 by lambda 1 must be this one. Okay. Lambda 2 divided by lambda 1 whole square is equal to 1 minus T1 by Tc whole raised to 4 divided by 1 minus T2 divided by Tc whole raised to 4. Okay. This can be written as lambda 2 by lambda 1 whole square is equal to multiplying this quantity this side, and similarly in the numerator, then cancels Tc raised to 4 in the both sides. Then we will get Tc raised to 4 minus T1 raised to 4 divided by Tc raised to 4 minus T2 raised to 4. That is equal to what? Lambda 2 by lambda 1 whole square. Now we are applying the values of T1 and T2 here. We got the expression as lambda 2 divided by lambda 1 whole square is equal to Tc raised to 4 minus T1 raised to 4 divided by Tc raised to 4 minus T2 raised to 4. We have T1 is equal to 3K and T2 is equal to 7.1K. Then substituting the values of T1 and T2 here. And also substituting the values of lambda 2 and lambda 1. I write here the value of lambda 2 is equal to 173 nanometer and lambda 1 is equal to 39.6 nanometer. The powers will cancels. Then the square of this quantity, that is equal to Tc raised to 4 minus T1 is equal to 3 raised to 4 divided by Tc raised to 4 minus 7.1 raised to 4. First we evaluating this quantity, that is 173 divided by 39.6, that is given by 4.368. Then it gives 4.36. I round it 4.368 rounded as 4.37 whole square, that is equal to Tc raised to 4 minus 3 raised to 4, and I substitute 3 raised to 4 here. That is equal to 81, and then in the denominator, TC raised to 4 minus 7.1 raised to 4, that is 2541. Okay. Then it gives what is the square of 4.37. Square of 4.37 approximately is equal to 4 point square of 0.37 approximately is equal to 90. So 19 is equal to this quantity TC raised to 4 minus 81 divided by TC raised to 4 2000. Okay. Then multiplying this quantity here, we have to evaluate the value of TC raised to 4. For that, we cross multiplying these quantities. Then 19 into TC raised to 4 minus 2541. That must be equal to TC raised to 4 minus 81, or 19 into TC raised to 4 minus 19 into 2541 must be equal to TC raised to 4 minus 81. Collecting TC raised to 412 this side, that is 18. TC raised to 4 is equal to 19 into 2541 minus 81. Then TC raised to 4 is equal to 19 into 2541 minus 81 divided by 80. This will give you the value 7.193 Kelvin. This is the value of TC. Then the next quantity we have to evaluate is lambda 0. We know that lambda is equal to lambda 0 into 1 minus T by TC all raised to 4 raised to minus half. Or we can write the expression as lambda 0 is equal to lambda into 1 minus t by tc all raised to 4 raised to half. Then substitute lambda 1 and t1 and tc here. Then I take the first set of values, that is 39.6 into 1 minus the value of t is 3 divided by 7.193 whole raised to 4 raised to half. When we evaluate this quantity, it can be obtained approximately, it is 39 nanometer. These are the questions asked from the previous question papers in the chapter superconductivity. Try to work out all the question from the question paper. I will discuss more problem from the chapter superconductivity in a next session. Thank you.